Tiye says, waking up from her unconscious sleep state, she could not help but notice this huge drawing on the bed beside her, the writings of course, that she wake up to most mornings. While Tiye sleeps, she writes. This miraculous experience started since she had a near-death experience. She was fascinated with the drawings, because what she was looking at was not something she was familiar with at the time, but it did look rather interesting. She also found it interesting, because she cannot draw, and if you paid her $5 her drawing would not value remotely close to your cash. Well, that's how poor she says her drawings are. When she read the writings at the time of the drawing, she could not understand its meaning at the time. It was a month later when she woke up to another writing, which explained that particular drawing. Shortly after that she received writing on the same subject. Now that she understands what the drawing meant, she is intrigued, and that's the writing she will share with you today, alongside parts of the previous writings. Tiye says, what man calls the orb, the unseen, calls bridal stamp rings. Tiye shares with you the unbelievable true discovery and meaning of the orb, which I will call the bridal stamp ring, throughout this post. Bridal stamp rings are sighted all over the earth. The theories range from raindrops on the lens of the camera, to different names like hovering balls, orbs, round balls and so on. The list is long. The writing says, in time, we will see various stamp rings in our eye view. Seeing the stamp rings means it's a sign of unchicatonariums. Unchicatonariums is used as a reference in describing the various stamp rings cited. This also indicates that they are within a dimension outside the Earth, yet within the Earth's eye view. Due to the shift in our galaxy, we are able to see them. They are connected in different shapes, forms and movements, surrounding Soul centering to the main base, Saturn. What is Saturn? Saturn is a main station, outside our dimension of Earth, outside our galaxy, yet within a dimension where Earth can be seen from the main base. Saturn has full control of other galaxies from Saturn's base. Apart from Saturn being the main base, there are also sub-bases that are connected to the main station, or the control base. When stamp rings are seen, it's an indication that it's the Soul centering the various forms and movements to Saturn. This movement is linked to Fawa. What is Fawa? Fawa is the art of dying consciously. To understand Fawa, you need to understand and recognize the power and nature of your own mind. The practice of this art is called Naropa, which carries 6 teachings. One of these teachings is called Fawa. When you are in this state, you are limitless, fearless, and it is the end of this galaxy life, and you are being prepared for your transformation to the experience of your new life, your new beginning. The stamp rings carry different types of energies. They accumulate even more from the carrier of them, so stamp rings can give an enormous amount of energy, and this energy can balance the energy of life before you enter the next dimension and other dimensions beyond. The stamp rings balances through the female. The bridal stamp rings represents the 7 seeds of Saturn. This means the main base, which is Saturn, governs the 7 seeds. The seeds' names are listed below. The bridal stamp ring is the main energy for the 7 seeds, and it reports back to its main base Saturn. All seeds link to the bridal stamp ring. The stamp ring has a main link to Saturn, the main base. It has the power to link to different dimensions, and is the power that links to our galaxy, the Earth. Bridal stamp rings are everywhere, and they have been since the beginning of time. However, due to the shift in our galaxy, you can see them because they have an enormous amount of energy with multifunctional abilities. Stamp rings balances our spiritual and collective consciousness, and are preparing us for the next era, the change to our galaxy. The next era is called the Golden Quarter. This will change our vibrations into a higher vibration, which will be beyond the thoughts of man. The full change will be like a catastrophe, and the collective consciousness of humanity is what is required for survival, to bring us forward to our next period, the Golden Quarter. Within the Quarter, we will not need superficial mechanisms, because our consciousness will be superior in line with the higher vibrations. From one dimension to another, it will be like a spiritual regeneration. So the civilization would be absolute in terms of achieving knowledge, because our higher energy vibration and superior consciousness will be much higher than the civilization of this era, this time. Tiye channel says, all the planets spin, or rotate to the central position of the galaxy, and Saturn is within the central position. Because of the shift, the bridal stamp rings has shifted also, moving into the Earth's view, while keeping its multifunctional abilities intact, preparing for the crossover from dimension to dimension. Darkness plays an important role with the stamp rings, because this is where the cycle begins, and where it ends. We are leaving the cycle of darkness and entering the same in another era. At some point the universe will illuminate. This is where all the 7 seeds will meet. Here you will feel the vibrations from your higher consciousness. It's the mark of leaving one dimension into another, or one era into another, with no time in connection to the dimension you are entering. Soul centering is to do with understanding the inability to change your perceptions on hate, wickedness, disrespect, not only to ourselves but to nature, plants, the earth, animals and so on. This is the time to feel like you appreciate the real understanding of self, the world that surrounds you, other people, and especially the woman. This will allow you growth into the other era, or be destroyed in this one. To affiliate yourselves in religious institutions is outside your growth, or just not enough, because they are not aware of the realities outside their domain. Spirituality is the way forward, because it's a growth with change, and that is what is needed to achieve an uplift to the next cycle from Earth. This is a time of positiveness, pure consciousness, and pure unevil inner thoughts. One should not see the clock tick, and the time pass, and just see it as another day. Time should be cherished and be used as inspirational moments. The 7 seeds represent 7 planets, according to the writings, the main base being Saturn. All the seeds planets represent the changes in our time. When the Earth comes into the galactic synchronization with the entire universe, we will be reprogrammed. Even our DNA will be upmastered according to the channel. Kunber will program this information to Saturn through the bridal stamp ring. The representations of the seeds are as follows. Plug is responsible for the time synchronization, hence why our days seem shorter, and time seems like it traveling faster than speed. You may think you're in a 24-hour day, but you're not. In truth we are in or between an 18 to 20-hour day, says the channel. Zedevro is responsible for change in condition, change in environment, our thinking. You are all transforming to be in tune with the happening. Body vibrations are happening now, but you are responsible for the inner you. Mars is the awakening to man. This is the gateway for realization and truth. This is the gateway to your last warning. Mars is the picture on the wall, yet the Earth sees it not. Jupiter is responsible for telepathy, the frequency of knowing and being in control of knowing. Consciousness is an inner truth through higher vibrations. Saturn is the merger between times as well as the transition period. It governs day and night. Saturn is the proprietor of what is to come. The preparation for the new time is already with us. If you are in tune, you will know. New children are being born already, that are different manifestations and revelations through transcendental travel are happening. The balance to the change is through the woman. Bridal stamp rings balances through the woman. Your life is through the woman, the seed enters the woman, and woman can set you free. Tiye saying until another time on another topic, take care, and please be safe. Bye.